I can't believe we're here, but we are going to try Red Dead Redemption on PC today because it just launched on Steam on PC. I mean, again, I'm just a little shell shocked. Red Dead Redemption has never been available on PC except through like emulation stuff that never ran particularly well. And now they've officially launched it. And they claim there's going to be some graphical enhancements and improvements and stuff. So let's try it. You can see you have the option to boot into Undead Nightmare, play on normal or hardcore. I'm just going to do normal to start off with. And we can try Undead Nightmare later. I'm going to create a new save. We're going to go in here. It's going to generate its little thing. And you will notice that we are playing this at full 4K. And if I turn on performance stats, you can see we are locked at 120 frames. Oh man, this game. It hits me right in the feels, man. It's so cool that so many more people are gonna finally get a chance to try this. Man. Like, there's some games that just give you a feeling that's kind of hard to explain. Red Dead is one of those, like the OG Red Dead. I remember just like riding the horse around, not even like with an objective or a quest. Like I was just riding the horse around, exploring. And like, it's special. It's special is what I'm saying, I guess. And so I'm really excited that there's going to be a whole new generation of people who have never tried it that can now play it on PC, which is awesome. One thing I will note as we go through this though, this game does require the Rockstar launcher. So even if you buy it on Steam for $50, which is how much this game costs, which we'll talk about more about pricing in just a little bit. But after you pay the $50 on Steam, when you boot the game, it will launch the Rockstar launcher, and you have to have a Rockstar launcher account in order to play the game. I personally have problems with the Rockstar launcher. It doesn't work particularly well. I've had problems with the logins, you know, all sorts of stuff in years past. But once you do that, you're allowed to enable cloud saves if you want. So if you want to play this on the go, you should be able to do that across multiple devices as long as your account is connected. But it looks so far like it's just a really solid port. But I'll forward through this. We'll fast forward to when we get to some of the open world sections and see how that runs. Here we are at the Armadillo Station. And I mean, it is rock solid at 120 frames. Look at that. Now in the settings, you do have some customization available. If we go down to options, I can show you we've got graphics. And then from here, we can set whatever our resolution is, frame rates, all of that, quality presets. And then we can go and customize the presets beyond that. So if we want to enable something like DLSS, we can enable that. If we want to improve the quality of each of these different things for level of detail, we can do that. One little thing I'll point out is that you don't really have the ability to change like the version of DLSS you're using. From what I can tell, you can change the upscaling anti-aliasing method, but and so it's going to use DLSS in this case, but it's not giving you the option to go like quality or performance or ultra performance. It's a different type of thing. You also see frame generation is turned off. That's turned off if you have VSync enabled, which I do, so that you don't have a ton of screen tearing in the video. One other cool thing though is that they actually have the cheats enabled on the game by default. So if you want to go in here and just enable different cheats from back in the day, you can do that. And it supports it. So it's just in the menus now. You can toggle them however you want. And so if you want to play with that, increase the bounty just to see what that will be like, you can do that. If you want to change out all of these, you can do that, which I think is awesome. And change weather, that's fantastic. More games need change weather options, because like Hogwarts Legacy, for example, that's a game where I personally love playing that in the winter, but you can't really play it in the winter without having a specific save file to go to. You can't actually tweak it or change it, which is really, really stupid. But they had this solved all the way back in 2010 or whenever this game initially launched. But like, just look at the cacti off in the distance. That's being rendered. The original version of the game, dude is toasted. The original version of the game wouldn't have that. The detail cutoff in the distance was definitely a shortcoming because this game was on the PS3 and Xbox 360. But it really does seem significantly improved. And this was my fear, is that the original game would basically just be brought over to PC, and then it would be the same level of quality, maybe with improved resolution, but that's it. But no, it actually looks like they've enabled a good amount more detail, which I am very happy to see. So that's awesome. I'm gonna continue on, and we'll see if this changes as we play the next few moments of the game. Oh wait, this is weird. This guy's glitching. He's just T-posing over and over and over again. Do you see that? What is that? What's your problem, dude? I don't remember ever seeing something like that in the game before. That's weird. Okay. We are all of 7 minutes into this recording for this video. I don't know how many minutes we're into the actual video once it's edited, but already to be running into bugs like this is worrisome. Okay, let's keep going, see if we find other stuff. So after a couple of the little tutorial sections, we're now in the sort of starting town, as it were. And it seems like the only strange behaviors are with regard to NPCs. Occasionally they like fall over randomly. I'm not sure why that would be or what could cause that, but everything else seems to be working just fine. I'm not seeing any like graphical bugs or glitches. I'm not seeing anything that looks like just a total oversight in terms of the port. It does seem like it's running pretty well. You can see how like that guy on the horse, he's just kind of sprinting around crazily. But this is also part of it. I'm trying to remember what the original game was like, and if it also had NPCs behaving in this weird way, or if I just am like, my mind's been altered by Red Dead Redemption 2, and so I just have false expectations or something. But it does seem to run really, really well. I mean, I haven't gotten it to drop below 120 frames, which, shouldn't be that big of a deal, considering the game is quite old. But with modern ports, I take nothing for granted nowadays. It seems like getting anything to run at a stable frame rate is an accomplishment. But what really is striking to me is just how much they've improved the level of detail in the distance. They've done a lot of work there. It's still Red Dead Redemption. This is not a remake. This is not even really a remaster. It's basically a port of the same port they did to the PS4 and Nintendo Switch, but with some improved, enhancements here and there with like increased LOD, maybe, increased resolution, frame rate caps, DLSS support, stuff like that. And it is really, really well done as far as I can tell so far. I mean, there's not much to really point at or complain about. It just seems like they've done a solid job. There's a little dip there of like 3 frames, but I don't have much to complain about or really point to. It just seems like a solid port, which is nice to see. Now, the elephant in the room is that this is $50. So as nice as the port may be, is it worth $50? I had somebody come on stream on my second channel, Luke Stevens Live, and they were asking if I thought this was worth $50, if you should spend $50 on a game that is over a decade old, almost 15 years old, and if it was worth that high price point, because they had never played it. And they were like, should I play it now? Is this the time? I forgot I can't swim. I'm used to Red Dead 2. But okay, let's talk about the elephant in the room, which is the price point. For $50, you are getting a game that is well over a decade old. And it's not even a remaster or a remake. We are talking about a port that has some graphical like tweaks where they've increased the level of detail in the distance. They've increased obviously the ability to scale up the resolution, the frame rate's unlocked, it's got DLSS and stuff like that, which is kind of just a must nowadays in the modern games marketplace. But still it's nice to have. But the question is whether or not $50 is fair for this. And frankly, I think it really depends on where you're coming from. I consider Red Dead Redemption to be like one of the most important and influential games of the last 20 years or so. If you look at how many games had their open world design influenced by this game and how they handled it, it'll blow your mind. Like, this game really, really had an impact on the whole 2010 decade of open world games. And so I think it's a masterpiece in many, many ways. And it's something everybody, I think, should play. And the fact that it's coming to PC and introducing itself to a whole new audience who never got to play it because they never had a console, that is awesome. And I think that that is fantastic to see. And I'm very excited for more people to get the chance to experience it. But $50 for a game this old and for a game that still is not remade or remastered, that is a lot of cash money for that. And so I do not blame people at all if they want to sit on the sideline and wait for a sale, because frankly, I think this does go on sale quickly. I thought I could ride across there. That was my bad. So I think it matters whether you've experienced this before yourself or if you're a first-time player who is looking to get their hands on it. Honestly, as I said, I think it's a masterpiece. If any game deserves $50 this long after launch, it's probably Red Dead, frankly. It really is that good. But you know what? Looking at it not in a vacuum, looking at it in the context of the broader industry, there are a lot of games coming out that are quite expensive, and paying $50 for this is pretty steep, especially because honestly, I think that this goes on sale relatively quickly. I think part of the reason they're pushing the social club is because they want those email addresses, they want the launcher signups and everything before Grand Theft Auto 6 launches next year. So I fully expect they're going to put this on sale in the next 6 months, probably pretty steep because their margins are huge on it. So I think if you are price sensitive and you don't feel the need to buy this immediately, you can probably just wait a few months, get it for $15, $20, and I think that that's perfectly fair. But paying $50 for this for what is basically just a port with some PC graphical sliders, that's a tall ask. I mean, for $50 right now, you could get like Baldur's Gate 3 on sale, and you could get the complete edition of The Witcher 3 with all of the DLC, depending on whether you go through like the Steam Summer Sale, GOG, or something like that. Like, you can get some amazing games also on sale for the same price, if not lower, than this at full price. So I would encourage you to look around, consider your options. But $50 for this right now is kind of a tough recommend in the context of the broader industry. But if you're looking to really just get your Red Dead fix and you've been looking forward to this for a long time, or maybe you hold this game as dearly as I do, then perhaps you're willing to put up with the $50 price point. But I think the main takeaway is that price point is mainly designed for the diehard fans like myself and probably some of the people watching this video. But for anybody that's more like a 7 out of 10, 6 out of 10 on the excitement scale for this port, I think those people can just wait a few months and it'll go on a deep sale and you can pick it up for a much more reasonable price at that point. But here I am at the Thieves Landing. Do you like my suit? I also put my suit on for you guys. Never say I don't dress up for these videos. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. This is very, very nostalgic seeing all of this. Accept the challenge. What you got? Bring it on.
Come in,
I just stand a little closer. Charlie, mash. Okay. To draw your gun, use left trigger. Alternatively, move your hand towards the gun. Draw. Boom. Ha! That was not close. that was a lot. You're welcome, everybody. I'm sorry, bro got demolished. Oh, look at the gore effect. Oh, golly. That's not safe for... I'm not going to say that, otherwise I might actually flag it as not safe. So I'm just going to move on.
If it keeps on raining like this, I'm buying a boat.
See what he just said? He said, if it keeps raining like this, I'm buying a boat. It's not raining. What are you talking about? Like, it looks overcast, looks dreary, but it's not raining. Huh. I like everybody just like steps over the dead guy. They're like, oh, well, it is called Thieves Landing after all. So I guess I shouldn't be that surprised. But you know what? The other piece of this is Undead Nightmare. We have to try that, don't we? Okay, so to do that, we're going back to the main menu and then we're going to go Undead Nightmare. Bada bing, bada boom. And if you don't know what this is, basically it's like a zombie inspired, it was originally like DLC expansion for the game. It's totally wacky and insane. It's so it on its face, it seems like it has nothing to do with Red Dead. But once you try it, it feels perfectly at home. You know, it feels like, oh, of course, yeah, they should have done this. Yeah, this makes sense. But I'm sure this was one of those pitches in the conference room for what they wanted to do for like the big DLC, the big expansion for this game. You know, it must have sounded insane, but it works so well. I kind of wish they would have done something like this for Red Dead Redemption 2. I think that would have been super cool. Put Uncle out of his misery. Sorry, Uncle. Bada bing, bada boom. Do you like my outfit here? Oh no. Yeah, you're screwed. You're in trouble.
I can't believe I had to kill that poor bastard. Well, you okay, darling?
Nope.
You okay?
Oh,
Abigail. Abigail.
I don't feel so great.
Jack, get out here! Now!
Good Lord, what's happened? Mama?
Careful, boy.
Mama?
We need to normalize these long john underwear outfits again.
Mama?
Mama!
Stay right there, the pair of you. Don't make me no widower now.
He's reacting very normally for someone that just saw his wife bite his child. I feel like if I saw my wife bite one of my sons, I'd be like, what is wrong with you? Like, I would not be okay with it. He's like, okay, stop it. And she's turned. Look at that. Lasso and hog tire. Hog
Stay there
tie.
while I deal with your half-witted son.
Okay, where is it? There he is. Come here, boy. Lenny.
You act like a
There we
child. I'll treat you like one.
Hog tying him. You act like a child. He is a child. Look at that. Just one big happy family. Oh, I forgot he brings them food. It's so cute.
Now, I don't know what the hell's gotten into you sick, crazy bastards or what else was done to you, but I'm going to get help.
I always find these types of things funny when it's like, we know it's a zombie apocalypse. Like, we know what zombies are, so we get it. But they write it in as if the characters don't know zombies because, like, they just don't know zombies. And I always find it kind of funny because you would think if he was seeing this, like, blood pouring out of her mouth and, like, her eyes are going black and she's trying to eat people, that would probably be an indication that something is seriously wrong. But he's like, I'm just going to put you in the room together. Here's a steak and some toast. I'll go get the doctor. You know, it's always so funny to me. And here we are on our way to Blackwater. You can see they changed the UI a little bit. It's got the green tint to it. Find help in Blackwater. Okay, don't tell Dutch. I'll go looking. But anyway, the takeaway is that Red Dead, it's finally come to PC. If you've never experienced it, you now have a chance to. It's just going to set you back $50 dues, and that's a good chunk of change. So if you are price sensitive and not particularly passionate about spending money, I would just wait a couple months or a few months. It's going to go on sale and you can pick it up then and try it. But if you absolutely cannot wait, it is available now and good to go. There's occasional little bugs and stuff with NPCs and AI for animals and things that I've seen. But other than that, it seems to run really, really well. It seems to be a really solid port. And also getting Undead Nightmare is a great addition, and I'm very happy to see it. But okay, I think I'll call it there so you can go experience it yourself if you are interested. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like it and subscribe because that's what YouTubers are supposed to ask you to do. If not, I'm just glad you watched the video, and I appreciate you being here, making my dreams a reality every single day. Until next time, my friends, I love you very much. Stay safe. Hugs and kisses. Bye-bye.